સ્વિટ્ઝરલેન્ડના એક વરિષ્ઠ અધિકારીએ ભારતને વૈશ્વિક બજારોમાં દેશની વિવિધીકરણ વ્યૂહરચના માટે ખૂબ મોટી પ્રાથમિકતા અને અપાર સંભાવનાઓ સાથેનો વ્યૂહાત્મક ભાગીદાર ગણાવ્યું છે. સ્વિટ્ઝરલેન્ડ સરકારના આર્થિક બાબતોના રાજ્ય સચિવાલય ખાતે પ્રવર્તન પ્રવૃત્તિઓ નિર્દેશાલયના પ્રમુખ માર્ટિન સલાદીને જણાવ્યું કે તેમનો દેશ ભારતને તેની પોતાની યોગ્યતામાં એક મહત્વપૂર્ણ સ્થાન આપે છે. ભારતની મુલાકાતે આવેલા સલાદીને સ્પષ્ટ કર્યું કે સ્વિટ્ઝરલેન્ડ આગામી 15 વર્ષમાં ભારતમાં $100 અબજ રોકાણનું લક્ષ્ય ધરાવે છે. તેમણે ભારતીય રેલવે સાથે ઊંડી ભાગીદારીની ઈચ્છા વ્યક્ત કરી, ખાસ કરીને હિમાલય જેવા દુર્ગમ વિસ્તારોમાં સુરંગ નિર્માણ માટે તેમની અત્યાધુનિક તકનીક પ્રદાન કરવાની તૈયારી દર્શાવી. આ ઉપરાંત ભારતમાં રજ્જુમાર્ગ માળખાકીય સુવિધાઓના નિર્માણમાં પણ સ્વિસ કંપનીઓની કુશળતાનો લાભ લેવાની હિમાયત કરી. વૈશ્વિક સ્તરે અમેરિકા જેવા દેશો દ્વારા લાદવામાં આવેલા વેપારી શુલ્કના સંદર્ભમાં સલાદીને બજાર વિવિધીકરણની જરૂરિયાત પર ભાર મૂક્યો. તેમણે કહ્યું કે અમે જે કરી રહ્યા છીએ તે અમારા બજારોનું વિવિધીકરણ છે. ભારત આ વ્યૂહરચનામાં એક મોટી પ્રાથમિકતા છે. આ નિવેદન ભારત અને સ્વિટ્ઝરલેન્ડ વચ્ચેના દ્વિપક્ષીય આર્થિક સંબંધોને નવી ઊંચાઈ પર લઈ જવાનો સ્પષ્ટ સંકેત આપે છે.
We consider India in its own right. You know, we think India is important enough to be looked at in its own right. It's a huge potential here, and the proximity to China and all the links. Yes, of course, they are also there. For us, it's a universal approach of diversification. That's why we also deal with China, obviously, and an agreement which has been in place for a while already, and modernizing that is also a necessity. But we see India not in connection. We see India as in its own right. It's a huge potential. It's a partnership, and that's how we want to go. Well, overall, I think we have a very nice story to tell. It's a friendship between the countries, not only since yesterday. We have a lot of Indian tourists traveling to Europe, and I heard when they travel to Europe, they want to go to Switzerland as well, and if they can choose how much time they want to spend in Switzerland, then it's usually a bit more time in Switzerland than in other places. So I take that as a voucher as a proof that there is really also a sympathy mutually, and that we can build on that. And what I hear from the companies which are here, I mean, they are here because they really think there is a future in our relations. And they're all normal people too, so they would also travel here as persons and as private persons, not just as business people. For us, we have a strategy that we want to diversify markets as much as we can. And India is, of course, a very big priority in this diversification strategy we are having. But we have also just concluded with Mercosur, for instance, an agreement. Not including all aspects as the TEPA agreement, but they are also always a bit tailor-made. And many others which are in place we try to modernize, because we think that we have to offer the Swiss export industry as many possibilities as they wished. And so they have the framework to work in. They can go wherever they see business happening. And that's for us a diversification strategy we have been deciding on a long time ago. Nothing to do with the American decisions, and I mean, with all the drawbacks you can see in the present geopolitical situation, we also see opportunities, and our companies are able to move as well, and we try to help them in that, and that's why an agreement like TEPA, which is really, in our opinion, a win-win agreement, will help us in this diversification strategy. I'm sure. I mean, India is a big and prospective and promising market. So I'm quite sure that certain offset can take place within it. It's part of this diversification strategy I mentioned. It's a bit hard to say how much would rather than go there or there, because it's no longer going there. Our U.S. exposure is important, yes, definitely, in certain products quite high. But we have proven, the Swiss companies have proven that they are actually in crisis, if it's a crisis, in difficult situations, let's say, they're able to shift as well and able to adapt. We had the shock of the franc no longer being tied to the euro 10 years ago. That was a big shock. That was even a bigger shock. We had COVID in between. You had it too. So we absorbed that in some ways. But I would say, back to the question, yes, parts of it will be probably offset, I don't know how much, by the Indian, Swiss or Indian EFTA rather agreement and other places as well. Mm.